Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, that's MJTV. Formerly, the artist or YouTuber formerly known as Geekless TV. That's who that is, guys. And you guys know MJ, he's on a lot of my videos. I'm sure if you do know him, you watch our content, you know the drill. Go down to the description section below, hit that link, and go subscribe to this guy, because next big Dragon Ball YouTuber. But say what's up, man, and tell the people what we're going to be talking about today, because I don't want to introduce it like I always do.
You're the next big YouTuber. Don't get it twisted here. Do not get it twisted here, brother. But anyways, we're going to be talking about if the Alpha, Jiren, if the motherfucking man, Jiren, is going to take out all of Team Universe 7. There's an old wrestling quote from Ric Flair, the man himself. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, Jiren is the man to beat in the Tournament of Power. And let's talk about this. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, like you said, let's talk about this. And honestly, this is something that you and I did a video. We're doing pretty well. People were interested in discussing this particular topic.
Look at the ego on this dude.
You're throwing me off, man. You're throwing me off. Universe 7 is really OP in the top in the Tournament of Power.
In the top.
Universe 7 is really OP, guys. He's just way too overpowered. People are just destroying. I mean, look no further than the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 102. 17 was killing it. Just absolutely killing it. And no indication that anybody besides Krillin is going to get, taken out anytime soon. I mean, even in that particular episode, Gohan was like, he did the one thing you're not supposed to do in horror movies, is let's split up. That's a bad idea. This is their team leader. The guy come on, dude. You're supposed to be college educated. Come on, bro. So
college educated.
They split up. They're like, okay, we'll just split up now. And even with that, there doesn't seem to be any indication anytime soon that people are actually going to start flying off from Universe 7. But is it possible that every time Jiren comes up, he basically ruins the fun? He takes out. He took out Kale when Kale was basically destroying the entire ring and putting everyone in a ruckus. He took out the heart attack from Ribrianne and all of her cohorts from Universe 2.
Yeah.
The guy is he's just a Buzz Killington type of situation. But is it going to be part of this stuff where they've introduced Universe 2 as one of these stronger universes, people that we actually got time with at the beginning of the tournament when all the recruiting was happening? We know that Universe 7, whether they lose one person or two people or something, whoever knows, whether they lose them, they're going to take out Universe 2. And then we're going to be left with the Pride Troopers and basically Universe 6. Is it going to fall on Jiren's shoulders to basically go there and take out, Roshi, Tenshinhan, 17, 18, Vegeta, Frieza, all these other people, and basically put Universe 7 in their place? And is that going to be the thing that, picks him up and makes him that much more of a threat to Goku and Gohan and whoever else is sitting on the tournament stage after he basically does his rampage?
I mean, the fact that you said that he's a buzzkill, it just made me think of a scenario where they're celebrating Dispo's birthday. The general is like, all right, I'm calling everyone in. Pride Trooper from planet 204, do this and that. Should we call in Jiren? And Toppo's like, no. We don't want that dude around here, We don't want him with us when we're partying, But anyways, going off topic. Yeah, Universe 7 is really overpowered. We did a video about it. And it would be interesting, a dynamic. I'm going to paint a picture. So we know of certain spoilers coming up, guys. So here, spoilers. If you don't want that, mute this part of the video. So we know spoilers coming up that Goku and Hit are gonna have to team up to take on Dispo, right? That Dispo's just gonna be so fucking fast. I believe the spoilers literally state that he can counter the time skip. That's how fast this dude is. So we're gonna have Goku and Hit team up against Dispo. That's gonna lead into 105. So you can do a thing where by that time Gohan's already eliminated a whole other universe on his own. Vegeta and Goku did Universe 9, so on and so forth. It would be freaking horrible. If you have Goku Hit taking on Dispo, you have Vegeta taking on Toppo, Jiren just comes out. I'll take this, you know, and then just runs over. Boom, Roshi's gone. Boom, Ten Shinhan's gone. Boom, 18's gone. Boom, Piccolo's gone. It's just like, that would really freak everyone out. Like, Goku would just be like, you know, freaked out, like just not knowing what to do, what to like comprehend, you know what I mean? That would just be a mark out moment, if I were to say. So that would be really insane, and I think that would really catch a lot of people off guard. You know what I mean? Especially the way, like, if you were to do it like that, where Vegeta, Goku are just like, what the hell just happened? And then Gohan's like, damn, we should have stayed in the circle, you know? It's just like, it's just, I'm just saying, it would be really epic, and that's a really interesting dynamic to go, because you're right, Universe 7 is overpowered, so what better way to get rid of these guys? Oh, I forgot 17. Boom, he's gone too. So what better way to get these guys out of here is to have someone who is really overpowered, the guy who, you know, makes overpowered look underpowered, if that makes sense. I'm really off right now. You have him come up, and he takes these dudes out. You know what I mean? That would be very interesting. That would really set the tone. And I could just imagine at that point, Hitch just like, I'm done. Fuck all you. Just walks off the stage. I don't need this. I'm an assassin, you know? I don't need this shit, you know? But yeah.
I've lived long enough. I don't want to fight that dick. You know, the thing I like about that theory is, like, you know, we keep sitting here as a community, as a whole, you and I or anyone else who does videos, basically saying, you know, what's going to put Jiren over the top? You know, is it going to be Hit? Is it going to be Vegeta? Is it going to be Frieza? Is it going to be Gohan? Or is it going to be Goku even? I mean, like, who is he going to take out that's going to make everyone realize just how much of an asshole he is, how terribly strong he is? And personally, it has to, if it's the entire team of Universe 7 outside of maybe 3 people, that might be a really effective, easy way to do it. Because just kind of like you said, paint a picture. At that point, by the point where Jiren has to literally step in, and he's been surveying, he's been watching, and he realizes that Universe 7 is just way too powered. They're like, they're making everyone either out or something else like that. You know, they're fighting, they're winning. He goes, no, this is bad. Like, this is bad. These guys are overpowered. I'm just going to step in. And taking an entire team to put him over the top, even if it's overkill, even if it's like take out Roshi, even if it's take out Ten Shinhan, even if it's take out, you know, people like the androids, they shouldn't really be able to step to him. But they all have shown this ability, and they will all at that point be given some kind of a shine to show that they were able to actually take him on, or take on all these people who are vastly stronger than them or superior to them, and work with their limits through their technique, something they built up a lot before the beginning of this tournament, and showing that Jiren just can overpower it. You know, seeing him overpower the Mafuba, seeing him overpower, you know, the Hellzone grenade, seeing him overpower this, that, and this, you know, everything that anyone throws on him. He's like, dude, like, we just saw like a highlight of everyone's most perfect, realistic, awesome attacks, and Jiren just took it like it was nothing and was just throwing Universe 7 off the side like it's like, you know, just like they're hotcakes, like it's crazy.
It would be interesting because think about it like this. Like you mentioned, it depends on how if this were to happen, this scenario where he eliminates the whole team, I think it would, not to sound egotistical here, but it would have to happen the way I said it to really make it seem like he's that much. It has to happen to the point to where it's like Goku looks, he sees his team's doing fine, he's cool, turns his head, turns back, and they're all on the bench. You know? It's just like what?
and like Beerus, and like Beerus is freaking the hell out. He's like, what the hell is happening?
He's like, just like, even Beerus like being off guard, didn't even know what happened. You know, he just didn't catch it, you know, because it was so quick. Like, it was just insanely fast. But see, here's like one little idea that may support this theory, and that's the fact that 17, well, the androids, but more specifically 17, has unlimited energy, infinite energy. Is the way they word it in the manga. So infinite energy, they can fight pretty much till they want to. Now, the reason why I say this benefits the theory is because 17, more so 17 than 18, we know 17's been training for freaking years, you know what I mean? It's been, I think, 10 years plus, I think. And there's been, the anime states it, you know, I think they're doing outside material where one of the DBS producers mentions that after a decade plus, 17 will show off his superpower, that he's even stronger than before. So 17 right now is a current monster. We saw what he did to the magical girls in episode 102, a complete savage. It would make sense that it has to be someone who's stronger than him to eliminate him, and Jiren is the perfect person because 17, you can't be weaker than 17 or 18, but more specifically 17 is what I'm focusing on. You can't be weaker than them because they can just outlast you. It has to be someone who's so overwhelmingly powerful that doesn't matter, that they one-shot you, you're done. You know what I mean? We saw that with Cell. So Jiren is to me the perfect person for that to happen because think about it, it's like Goku went and handpicked 17 himself. This is one of Goku's boys right here when it comes to power. Goku was literally like, man, you're holding back, aren't you? Yeah, you know what I mean? He's getting his rocks off while fighting 17. So to see Jiren come in and just one-shot 17 and get him off the tournament and put him off the bench, that would really make Goku think, oh shit, you know what I mean? This really just further cements this guy as being the guy, the guy to beat. You know what I mean? This really puts him over. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I completely get where you're coming from with that, and I would just really love to see it. I would really love to see Jiren actually do something. Like get interested, be interested in someone. It feels like to me at this point, like it would be cool if he was doing what I guess Hit was doing, but like on a much more macro scale and not just like, oh, Goku and Vegeta are semi-interesting. Like until he actually starts fighting them and he's like, yeah, they're like, and Goku's like really interesting. It'd be interesting if Jiren this whole time, instead of just being the Buzz Killington that he is, actually is like taking note of everything that he's watching, and he knows how to combat these people in the best way. Like obviously he can overpower, but he wants to overpower in such a way where they can't even use any of their techniques to do anything. So that would give a lot of shine to him, and it would also really explain why they're doing all these like character-centric fighting episodes with Kale and Caulifla and 17 and anyone else that we see getting to fight later down the line, where Jiren comes in, he's like, yeah, I've been watching you, of course, I've been just like, haven't you seen me standing there watching you over like way upon yonder? Like, and it's like, I know that it's like 17, I know you have that barrier, I'm just going to crush it. Or Kale, I know you have this Super Saiyan transformation, I'm just going to I'm going to throw you off again regardless of whether you see me coming and stuff. It would just be interesting because let's be clear, every single time he's gotten involved, no one's concentrating on him, no one's fighting him directly, and so it's easy for him to get like the attack on people. So we don't know necessarily how strong he is, but the mere fact that he's able to take these people out when everyone else is basically just like cowering in their shoes, like, oh my god, what's going to happen? It would be interesting to me to see Jiren has been studying and Jiren has been figuring out a way to actually beat them if he was in a direct fight one-on-one.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I kind of always had the theory that Toppo, and this is more so for Goku than Team Universe 7, is that Toppo went and told Jiren how Goku fought. I always kind of like that idea because it kind of goes back to the Cell arc where, Goku fought Cell so Gohan could see how Cell fought. I don't think they'll reference it, but you just get the point, paying homage to that. So here you have like Goku who's getting beat up in his blue form, and then he's about to use the Kaioken, and Jiren comes from behind him with quick speed, and he's just like, I know what you're about to do. I'm not gonna let you. Like, that would be epic right there. I'm getting off topic here, but yeah, it's cool. That's actually a very interesting point. That's why he's just walking around with his arms crossed on the stage. That he's kind of monitoring everything. You know what I mean? He's kind of making sure everything is going as planned. Future villain picks mustache. You know what I mean? Maybe. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, I get your point. I think that would be a cool idea, but I think overall the point we're getting to here is that Jiren is just an alpha. He may not have like an interesting character, but he is legit an alpha. You know what I mean? He gives no fucks.
Yeah, I think like would give him something to build up his character. But yeah, like just having him, like I said earlier, it would just be nice to have Jiren take out all of Universe 7 to put him over the top, because we've never really seen, I don't think we've ever seen anybody in the canon take out everybody at once. Like, usually it's like a fight and they trouble, like it's a trouble, it's all this other stuff, like, you know, something's going on to put that person or that antagonizing role like in a corner for at least a second before they get the upper hand again, and then they take out the person, someone else steps up. But this is a really unique opportunity for the Tournament of Power because it's a battle royale, and you could have everyone get their spot, like their spotlight, and have a great fight here and there without actually putting Jiren in a corner. So when Jiren actually steps up, he can literally take out everyone quickly. Like, it will just be like that whole episode will just be a murder, like a crime scene, and everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, we're in trouble. Like,
yeah, that would really cement him as being that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Don't mess with this dude. And it's funny though, because Vegeta may feel like that, Gohan may feel like that, but you know, Goku's just gonna get a huge boner and just want to fight this dude even more.
And that's the perfect, like, it plays off of so many different tropes and so many different character points for Goku and everyone else that it would just work so well. And like the dust settles and it's just like Goku and Vegeta, or Goku and Gohan and Cell, or Frieza and just whoever, you know, and they're like, oh shit. Like, it would be really interesting, really, just to have Gohan and Goku like just left when the dust is settled, and Gohan being like, this is not good, my plan, and Goku's just like, oh my god, and like he wants to go off and fight him, but Gohan has to corral him in. He's just like, Dad, we need to strategize, we can't beat this guy in a 1-to-1 fight. And it's just that it's a father-son dynamic, it's a team leader versus just kind of a lone wolf dynamic. It just plays with so many things they've been building up this whole time.
It's interesting because you brought up Frieza. That's a great person to actually talk about real quick before we get out of here, is the fact that Frieza, we know what he's like with Beerus. We know that. But you also got to understand that Beerus is a god of destruction. He's a god. I mean, he's a higher being. You know what I mean? It would be interesting to see Frieza's reaction to a mortal, not a god, to a mortal who is stronger than him, because we've seen his reactions to Goku and Vegeta and to some extent Gohan back on Namek. We've seen his reactions to those specific characters, the Saiyans, you know what I mean? It would be cool to see his reaction to a completely different mortal, completely different entity, someone he has no beef with, someone he has no issue with, who is stronger than him. Like, would he get upset like he did with the Saiyans? Would he be interested in fighting him? Would he want to show his dominance? You know what I mean? I think this is a good video topic in itself right here, but it's the idea of Frieza just kind of being introduced to someone who's above him, and his name isn't Goku. You know what I mean? I think that would be a cool way to actually show. We talking about Goku and Vegeta's reaction, his reaction would be priceless too, you know, like just damn, oh shit. Wasn't expecting that, because I did a video on this. If Goku was at full power when he fought Kale, I don't think so. The reason why I say that is because Hit didn't really seem to he didn't really like stress the idea that this dude is one-shotted Kale. To me, that tells me Hit could have did the same. And if we go off of the recent episodes in the Hit arc and in the Champa arc, we know Hit and Goku are relative to each other. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to me that Goku was probably suppressing himself in his blue form, and the Hit stuff kind of backs it up, at least in my opinion, the way I interpreted the scene. So we know that Frieza has not seen anyone who's like at his level yet. At least, you know, we just going off the tournament specifically, we know that he's, other than Goku and Vegeta, he doesn't know of anyone yet who is at that level, you know, that level of just super duper god tier, you know what I mean? So it would be interesting to see his reaction to Jiren, you know what I mean, just show off just how strong he actually is.
And I just want to jump off that one last thing. I know we get like off topic. We're basically just like, we're speculating, guys, and we're painting, as MJ says, we're painting pictures.
Hey, Jiren's still in the title. We're still on topic. Jiren's in the title.
The thing, like, when you get on Hit, just to kind of put Jiren over, like I said, you know, dust like the cloud settles, and Jiren's just like, okay, I got to see everyone fight here. It's just time to end it. Like, this is like the time's dwindling down. We only got like just for nostalgia's sake, we only got like 5 minutes, right? And he goes, all right, we'll just end it. And like, he literally goes on his rampage and he takes out a majority of Universe 6 and a majority of Universe 7 so quickly that Hit only has time to use his Togedobashi to save like a handful of both teams. So he saves Goku, Gohan, Kaba, and Caulifla, or whoever. And it's just like, or whoever, Frieza, like just a handful of like say like 19 people get like taken out at once from Jiren, and those are the most OP two teams that are like actually fighting and have the most screen time in the tournament. And he saves just a handful of people, and then it's a group effort to fight Jiren. And you have Gohan sitting there, goes like team effort and everything. We'll decide this amongst ourselves afterwards. And then you have people like Frieza, like you said, like interested, maybe a little mad, wants to show his dominance. You have Goku, just has this huge fighting boner for Jiren at that point. Like, oh my god, if Vegeta's still in there, Vegeta's probably exhausted at this point, but he's also kind of weary because Vegeta kind of gets weary, but he's not going to back down. Hit sitting there, like, Hit being the only person who is, like, spared from this is like, I still got this guy. Like, just, like, it would completely turn the whole Tournament of Power on its head. I would love that, man. That would be so epic, just to have this brawl and just go, like, they can take an entire episode. They can take multiple episodes. We've seen them do 5-minute fights before, 10 minutes, however long it is. But to have everyone, good old-fashioned, everyone versus one overpowered OP, like the original OG in this tournament. Like, I would love that.
Just to jump off this, before we get out of here, I just wanted to say that's a very cool idea. I didn't even think of that because we know Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, they're fighting in their base / Super Saiyan forms, and they're not necessarily going into their full power, So that's a very interesting idea, is that since they're not at their full power, they don't know what's happening. So Jiren just comes in and one-shots like everybody, or just like to the point where he's just swiftly hitting everybody with enough force to knock them off the stage. And the whole point where Hit has to jump in to just save a handful of them, Kel, Caulifla, Gohan, Frieza, Goku, Vegeta, you know what I mean? Everyone else just gets knocked off. It's like almost 20 people just boom all in one instance. That's really OP. And then it's like you have like Hit holding like Kaba and Caulifla, like with just like holding them, both of them, and drops them to the floor, and he's just looking and he's just like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? It's just like, who is this dude? Who is this guy? You know what I mean? It's like,
what would bring that in? What would bring that on, in my opinion, for Jiren just to be like, okay, I've had enough, and this would be good for the Vegeta fans. Vegeta takes out Toppo, because he already knows Goku can take out Toppo, and he's like, this team might be too formidable, so
yeah,
let's equal the playing field. Let's have it, like, I need my universe to survive. So he has enough. He's the last person on Universe 11, and he takes out and steps in like that. Like, oh my god.
Oh, just imagine this. So you have Vegeta take out Toppo. Toppo's gone, and then Jiren's just like, fine. He steps down from wherever rock he's on, right? Boom, 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 and he's like, you took one of mine, I took 18 of yours. Vegeta's just like, all right, dude, calm down. Just a tournament. Jeez, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking. It's a tournament of power. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Exactly. So guys, we'll go on this all day. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. We put some really awesome, like, God, I would be marking out, guys. This would be so cool. Anyway, like, I can't even contain my excitement for these ideas. Anyway, guys, please make sure to go check out MJ. Make some really awesome content, please. And then also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to notify you every single time I upload. And we're going to catch you on the next video. Hope everyone has a good day. It's been real.